when last we left off, this misfits group, this motley crew, uh, you guys just had a tough fight against some boggles that were trying to playing tricks like their fate tricks on you and giving you a hard time. But then the giant Beth came along, and suddenly the fight was even more difficult. But you guys, with your skills, proficiencies, and abilities, you guys were able to uh, come out as winners from this tough combat. You now have a time to breathe, to uh, at your wounds, to lick your wounds, as a manner of saying. But
Okay.
the presence you feel on this cave, that of an evil power. You feel as if the walls itself are looking at you. Something is about to jump out of the shadows, take your lives. With that menacing introduction, let's begin the game. What you guys do? I know you guys want to take a short rest, but besides that, what you guys want to do?
I need the fastest person who has nature proficiency to get back to that chest and find out if the dream herbs are in there.
I
have one.
don't have nature. I have Arcana. I have +2 to nature, but I don't have proficiency. But I have proficiency in Arcana. But I have a +2 to nature.
You can roll. You can also roll for history or Arcana, but the
DC is higher.
target, yes, the DC is higher. Exactly.
Okay. Can I roll nature if I'm not proficient in it?
It's just a straight D20 if you do.
Yeah, you. In this case, you can, because you guys you guys have a question. Is this the thing that we're looking for? So.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Arcana.
Ugh.
I don't know shit. I
Anyone
know
else
nothing.
want to try before I?
Not me. I have a -1 on anything that's knowledge.
I'll roll nature. 13.
I'm really confused by these herbs.
Indeed, they just smell nice.
Yeah. So. Nedgar. Nedgar and Chandara, you both look at the big jar of glass containing different types of herbs, and you can't really tell if it's the one herb that you're looking for, the one that the tiefling on the tavern talked about lucid dreaming, but you think that the ones that you have on that jar may be related to some sort of, how do I put, some sort of druidic rituals. It may or may not involve dreaming and nightmares and stuff.
Ned is
Guys,
gonna pocket some for himself.
Yeah, I think we don't experiment with that right now. I think we probably should hold on to it, but maybe not use that right now.
I mean, I still have that spell,
Yeah.
even
That's
though we don't have the herb.
That's probably going to be our best bet.
Now, do we get a sense of like which direction this evil is coming from?
Yeah, it isn't a presence like a thing that you can tell, but more of like a sixth sense kind of thing. But
Oh, so it's just somewhere. Okay.
yeah, you're going. As you go further and further on the cave, you see that it is more dark and more damp and more abandoned and more old. So you feel like if you continue straight to the end, maybe you'll find something there.
Okay.
Explore down this way.
Yeah, I think. Well, do we want to keep our team like distract in the front and everyone else in the back?
Probably, yeah.
Just so that if we do come on something, you guys can tuck back and like skitter.
You see on this part of the cave a lot of bat droppings and dirt in general. Doesn't seem there
Okay.
as much of anything going on.
Okay.
Now you're heading to the direction where you saw some footsteps. Remember that I said there was tiny footsteps coming to the other side? You're kind of heading there.
Oh, it loops. Okay. Let's take a look. So we know where this side goes. So let's take a look down here.
Okay.
Can we do this a little stealthily though? Like I don't want to be
Yeah.
like. I'd rather be moving slowly and
Stealth.
quietly.
Yeah.
You can roll for
Uh,
stealth.
Not that that'll do much, probably.
I'll go ahead and roll.
Yep. Oh, so this is my rolls tonight. This is what's gonna happen. Neat.
Oh, me too.
Okay, neat.
Just you gotta hope that the creature's passive wisdom is
No.
lower than that.
Okay.
Not that hard actually.
Yeah.
I'm just refreshing the roll 20 because it was
Okay.
bugging for me. 1 second.
I am. Do you want me to roll stealth, guy? I have disadvantage.
We
Yeah.
got this, Urist.
Sorry.
We got this, Urist. Hang back.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay.
Oh, I'm nervous
You
about
guys,
what's behind this black square.
Yeah.
you sense
that's
that there is
fine.
some sort of different lighting on this part of the cave. Also,
Okay.
there seems to be something going on the walls. You can really tell what it's about. And then you find that there is some sort of maybe a rock slide happens that blocked the path through this part of the cave.
Okay.
If
Oh,
you guys want
well.
to know more, you have your skills to use.
Well, I'm gonna roll an investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hang on.
I wonder if this is
So
a
am
sign
I.
that maybe we should come back at some point.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go over there.
Like, I just don't see us getting through that without making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
We need to head north, probably.
Yeah. Get more resources, get more knowledge, get more like take the stuff we found here, and try and find out more. I think.
Okay. So Kara's investigation. As you look to this fallen rock and debris, you can't really tell. It doesn't make much sense what just happened here. It seems more likely that someone rolled over a couple of boulders to block this path than through a collapse to have happened. By the look of things.
Oh boy, so something strong did this.
Guys, I think this is staged. I don't think this is a full cave-in.
Let me check. Since I have stone cunning, can I get like a bit more details on
Okay.
how did that happen? I basically can use like double my proficiency bonus for stonework or right?
Yeah.
Double my.
Since you're a dwarf and you have stone cunning,
Mhm.
what do you have like a skill in mind to use, like investigation or history, something like that?
History, because I am with stone cunning. Like whenever like there's stonework, I am considered proficient, and I add double my proficiency bonus, which is in my case +3 because I have a -1.
Perfect. Now, so you are the only one in the party that can have this knowledge. You can roll.
Mhm.
If you take 18 or more, you know exactly what is going on.
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Nice.
And double
Yes.
proficiency, so it's even a greater number.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you put your eyes on that, you know for sure it's not a regular rock. Now I thought of the SpongeBob meme that it's not just a boulder, it's a rock. What you see there, it's a creature that takes the forms of rocks.
Oh.
Then you remember
that's-
the footsteps, the tiny footsteps that you saw backtracking to the previous session, and the knowledge that you had that this cave was inhabited by creatures known as the rock hermits.
Okay.
You guys are
Maybe
looking
it's
through them.
friendly.
Okay, the moment I realize that, I raise my shield and I tell everyone, stand back. This thing is alive.
Okay, we should go then. I think we
Can
should
I
go.
check and see if it's like friendly or if it's like aggressive?
No, it's not. Don't poke it.
Yeah, for the no, for the with
Let's just
Urist's
head
knowledge, it's a neutral creature, intelligent and neutral.
Won't bother us like unless we bother it. Kind of like wasp logic.
Yes.
Let's head back north then.
Okay.
And explore
Yeah.
that other passage.
Yeah.
As you guys are going back, Urist, you look back a little bit and you see this scene. The creatures come like moving a lot, moving a little, and looking at you guys. And when it sees that you looked at it, it goes back into rock format.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yes.
Okay, I changed my mind. I would like to go back and make telekinetic contact with this.
Oh God.
Telepathic?
Yes,
Telepathic.
I'm going to reach out. My telepathy does not require it to speak. It just needs to be able to understand language.
Okay.
Actually, hang on. I don't even think it needs to understand a language.
I was gonna say, what's its intelligence?
Yeah, it's more than a beast intelligence, but it's not like super intelligent.
It needs to be able to at least understand one language, but does not have to be able to speak it.
Okay. So you try to connect telepathically, and
Yes.
you don't get an answer from the creature. You can't
Okay.
seem to be able to grasp its mind because it doesn't speak or understand any language.
I'm coming back for one of you, and then I walk away.
Leave them alone,
Collecting-
Ned.
We're collecting all the pets, I suppose.
Ned is desperate for companionship.
Aren't we all?
Okay.
So, you go to the other side now, right?
Yeah, the northern passage.
Oh, this is gonna go poorly.
Yep.
Dream team out front.
Uh,
No.
Dream team in
Distract
back.
them. Yeah.
Okay. Dara, you and me are back here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
you see Blythe as the first one coming in.
Mhm.
You see some more of the crates and just some resources that the now dead hermit used for his type of living. Nothing too out of the ordinary. And
Okay.
as you continue, you guys notice the exits of the cave. Oh,
Okay.
it seems like good news until you look to the other parts, other path, and the air is more heavier coming from this side. It seems that the
Okay.
shadows of this part of the cave are kind of moving menacingly.
Okay. I think I'm gonna look back, like cut back just a little bit, and look at Ned and Dara specifically, and be like, I think we're coming up onto where it's housed. Ned, do you have the ability to link into my mind?
They do, as a matter of fact.
How far away can I be?
That is a great question. I believe 60 feet? Hang on.
Okay.
Any creature within 30 feet.
Okay. So maybe you keep like a 30-foot breadth with me, and
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of hug the wall.
Okay.
Oh no.
So you guys going the stealth way, or you're just going?
I'm going to stealth.
Me too.
I think I'm not actually going to stealth.
Okay.
If they're stealthing back there, I think we are here on the premise of trying to talk to it.
Can we have the help action from her instead for advantage on our stealth?
As we're distracting it,
Yeah,
we're taking attention.
Yeah, it's fair. So all of
Clang,
you can
clang,
roll with
clang.
advantage.
Awesome. We're good.
We know Ulrist isn't getting stealth anyway, so
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
This
my 24 was
passive
higher.
perception. Okay, is that number? Yeah, Urist, you have now your disadvantage negated if you want to try to, or you're going head first as well.
If
this is
she's
part of
not
team
go-
distraction.
If
Yeah.
she's not going stealthy, no.
Okay.
Besides, like,
Yeah.
I have no reason to. I'm here, like, to make noise.
Okay.
Yeah, it's me, Ned, and Vita that are stealth.
So
Yep.
as the heavy armor wearing dwarf steps forward, making the characteristic noises of metal clinks, and also Blythe coming in her regular pace, also making some noise. You guys see the shadowy figure walking slowly towards you and revealing itself. He goes, "Why did you came here? Are you looking
Blythe is
for
gonna-
a quick death?"
Blythe is gonna throw her hands up, like in like a I surrender mode, and just be like, "We come just to talk, and we come to seek an audience with you."
Why would
That is all.
Why would the wolf talk to the sheep?
Because we know that you have started to gather attention in our area, and we're pleading with you to go and move on to another area. We are weak. We can't do anything against you. We know that. But people are talking, and people outside of our space are talking, and it's only a matter of time before they send someone. There are many places that are much, much stronger, much, much more filled with people, and you would be able to hide your work from people who would seek to stop you. We are just asking that you leave our town alone and move on. Please.
You have a good point. But my work here, it's almost done. Soon I will leave your town. Soon, when I have all that I need.
But we're such a small town. Can't you get more somewhere else?
In
It
time.
would go quicker with more people. It would go quicker with more people.
In the right time, it seems.
Is there nothing we can do?
Why would you? Is there something there that is so important to you that you would come here to grovel, beg for mercy?
We can't do nothing.
I think Ned is going to call an audible and is going to step out and say, I made a promise, and my understanding was that the Fae honored promises.
So are we not doing Team Dream anymore?
I'm
You say
still
that
hidden.
out loud?
I don't know what we're doing.
No,
Yeah.
this is to party. This is to...
Ned's calling an audible.
Okay.
Ned is saying that this is not going well.
I mean, we didn't have
Okay.
to roll anything yet.
Alright, yeah. We didn't have to roll, like, you guys hadn't even
Going
talked to the
alright.
dream yet. But... Yeah.
Urist looks at the big guy and says, "You don't understand. We are not here to grovel. We are here to come to a mutual agreement. This is in your interest. Sure, you are powerful, but you are one. They are many. Who knows when they will come? Maybe tomorrow. Would you really risk your whole work to be ruined just because you won't allow deviation in your plans? If you are wise as you are powerful, and I think you are, because otherwise you wouldn't have been able to set up this racket, you will understand that you need to leave. This is not in our interest. It's in yours. Be smart."
Are you done with the flattery?
I'm not flattering you. I tell it as it is. I'm not stupid.
It seems so. As a matter of fact, there is but one thing I would like to have instead of your town's nightmare.
Which is?
But you wouldn't be able to get that for me.
Resourceful.
Yes.
Yeah, we're resourceful. Come on.
My master told me there's an elf on the town you came from. Her name is Rhaenys. She has A connection, a friendship, it seems, with an Pegasus from Daggerwood. That damn creature hides itself from me. But using Rhaenys as a bait, I could get it. I really need a Pegasus to transform it into my mount to a literal nightmare.
Hold on, back up. Like a winged horse, like made out of clouds, Pegasus.
Like, yeah, a celestial being that takes the form of a winged horse.
What would happen if you get that?
I
Would you leave us?
In a sort of gentleman's agreement. If you give that to me as a gift, I would spare your Torps people. What?
Is that a deal or just an agreement? Is that a deal or an agreement? They mean very different things.
Well, if you don't, I still don't think you are capable of bringing me that gift. So in the meantime, the nightmares will continue. If you bring it to me, sooner than later, the nightmares will end, and I will leave this cave.
Understood. Well,
Sign of good faith. There's a boy in town who's trapped in the nightmare. He doesn't have to wake up, but soothe his slumber until we return, as a sign of good faith.
That isn't possible.
yes.
Unless you take him out of town. He's still in the area.
Good to know.
What do you say, guys?
How long is this exchange taken, by the way? Just curious.
Sorry, what?
How long? No, this is out of character. Sorry, this is table talk. This has been 5 minutes. Definitely not enough time for Dara and Crea to really do anything dream-wise, right?
Well, you guys went out to sleep to enter the dream realm?
Well, I thought that was the plan. So
sorry.
my question is there a reason for us to extend the conversation? Are we still trying to distract, or do we think that's kind of not able to happen because they don't have enough time? I guess
I
that's
think
my
that
question.
went out the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's fine. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just
Then-
even if it took more than 5 minutes and you enter the dream, as the wakey people were talking to him, the people that went to sleep saw the Shadow Man as, again, the shadow figure, not the Oni that you're seeing in flesh, and the nightmares go on as normal. So it does. You can roll for Arcana to have a more insight on what is going on.
17.
Perfect. It seems he is concentrating on a spell, and while he
Okay.
concentrates awake, the nightmares go on their own.
Cool.
That's the insights that you have on what's going on.
That's information. That's information we did not have before, so that helps. Okay. Well, I'm good if y'all are.
Yeah. OOC, I think that we should like take this opportunity, say something very non-committal, saying like, we'll see what we can do, leave the cave, go back to the tavern, and reorganize.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay.
If we
That's
can find it, we'll consider it. Type thing.
well,
Yes.
yeah. But it's a person too, so yeah.
We could go hunt the Pegasus alone.
Well,
Wait,
anyway.
wait. We're not
Anyways.
doing this.
Yeah. Let's go. In character, Blythe is gonna say, "Well, you've given us a lot to consider, and I think we need to go consider it. Right, y'all?"
Yep.
Awesome. And she's gonna turn to leave.
Also, he turns and
Next-
go back
next step,
to his thing.
next
Do
step.
his thing.
Okay. Let's get out. Quickly.
And let's shelve any talk about it until we're far enough away to actually talk freely.
Yeah.
Okay, so you leave the mountain and you're back on Daggerwood. The mountain. Oh, where did that come from? The
I mean,
So
what do you do?
confused.
Okay.
can we say we travel like a good distance away so we can all kind of like sit down and talk through?
Yes. If we can reach the edge of the forest, all the better.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want to do, let's just roll for the possibility of a random encounter.
Good.
So everyone
What are we rolling?
rolls a d6.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll. Yeah,
Far so
yeah.
good.
A 5.
2s and 5s.
Well, we're consistent.
Okay. So you guys didn't have a failure nor any success. The only number we're looking for is 1 and 6. In that case, nothing happens. You go through the woods, you see mostly wild animals that only seem to avoid your presence. You don't have any hostile encounter, and you reach the end of the forest.
Okay. Now we can sit down, take a breather, and discuss this thing. Okay. Urist like gets his pipe, pinch of tobacco. Okay. This looks like a bit of an impasse to me.
Why? We just go get the Peggy thing and bring it to him, and then he goes away.
Okay. He described this thing as a celestial creature,
Hmm?
which he will actually corrupt.
Would
don't
anybody
know.
know anything about Pegasus? Pegasi?
Well, so, question, Ariel. Did he say it was Rhaenys was the person he wanted
Yes.
as bait? Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So, I think we should go talk to Rhaenys and learn more.
And then bring her to him? Okay.
No. I don't think we should bring her to him. I also don't know
Oh.
that him getting the Pegasus is a good idea. I feel
Just
like
be an ally.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to condemn a lot more people than it ends up saving.
And that's bad.
Yes.
I
Right.
mean, like,
Theoretically?
you have like a huge monster. Now, besides not knowing how something this big can ride a horse, but giving that creature a magical horse will make it more powerful, which
Oh, it's
kind
a
of takes
magical horse. What's a horse?
Yes.
horse, a magical horse.
A horse is it's a beast that you can ride. And the one he wants also flies and is imbued with divine power.
That is so cool. Yeah, we should not give that to him.
I also
Especially
don't know
if
that
we
he
want
would.
to kill it like later.
I also don't know that he would like honor his agreement entirely. To be honest.
Would our smarties know anything about like Pegasus lore or anything that might be helpful in this scenario?
Yeah, you can roll for religion.
Religion. Okay. 13.
14.
Both of you know the same informations. Pegasi are a creature that traces its origin through the upper planes like Mount Celestia. I don't really think my homebrew world synergizes well with the Forgotten Realms Outer Worlds, but for the time being, let's just use them for sake of simplicity. So it traces its origins to the heavenly outer worlds, but it exists on the material plane as well. It it's a winged horse that makes nests and puts eggs, and it serves as it really avoids people, even good-natured people, until it got to know someone. Like if a Pegasus saw you on the woods, it will most likely flee and try to hide. If
Yeah, I don't
someone
think we're catching a
yeah,
Pegasus.
if you see someone like a paladin mounting on a Pegasus, or like they only says that Rhaenys has a connection to it, it most likely is some sort of drastic situation that the human or the humanoid person did something extraordinary to gain that Pegasus fidelity some way. So you have that, and with that result, you also know about nightmares. Nightmares, on the other hand, doesn't spawn on their own. Nightmares, all nightmares are the tortured, twisted version of a Pegasi that uh, res- was subject of some dark magic ritual and sort of stuff. And nightmares are also fiend type creatures.
Okay. So I think it's also important to note that the nightmare, the dreams he's causing and the terror he's causing people is a spell he's casting. It's not necessarily like he is himself transporting himself into dreams.
Okay.
Not that we can do
And
anything with that now, but if you have to concentrate on something, that concentration can be broken.
that gives me an idea.
Maybe. What do you got, Urist?
All I need is 2 or 3 good barrel of explosives,
Yeah.
and we can play a trick on that bastard. I know where to put them. Sure,
Urist?
we can fight him. We cannot fight him, but he lives in a cave.
All we have to do is enough damage to break his concentration right away.
And some of my magic might make it harder for him to maintain that concentration.
Same. But I think we should go back to town, talk to Rhaenys, and regroup and rest so that we're at full capacity.
And we need supplies.
I agree. And maybe like do a couple other things so that we're a little stronger. I don't know. Maybe. I'm pretty weak.
Didn't we have a side quest?
We could go get the quiver.
Yeah.
That's a thing we could do. I still think we need to rest before we do anything.
I would appreciate a nap.
And I would appreciate you being able to continue to heal us.
Yeah, me too.
He's particularly attached to his squishy bits and would like to keep them.
I mean, we're gonna have to face him in the dream anyways. So
Yeah.
Maybe we sleep in shifts.
yeah.
Totally. We could do another thing. Maybe it's a stupid idea, but since like all of us can like somehow visit each other in the dream, how about we try to, I don't know, concentrate or do something so we actually end up in the same dream together from the start, so we can face him together.
I wonder if the herb would help with that.
Yeah, probably.
Let's have Rhaenys look at it.
Yeah, so maybe we head back to town to talk to Rhaenys before we do anything.
Yeah.
And we can do the side quest when we come back to blow shit up.
But aren't we like a day or two from Thorpe anyway?
Yeah, that's
Only
true.
a few hours, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was like an hour or
4
two.
hours. 4 hours,
Yeah,
right?
some hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we
Something
keep a good pace, we should be there for sunset.
Something
So
else he
it's
mentioned
worth
was that his magic can only affect the town, and if you get the people out of the town, it doesn't affect them. Have we
Oh,
considered
not the town. The town and the surrounding area as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like when we went to rest outside of town, we still got attacked.
Yeah,
There
you
we
We'd have to
technically-
send him to the
technically,
capital.
You got you get out of town, but you got closer to him. So
That's true. That's true.
you now that you mention it, you've heard of people leaving town, as with Fish's mother and father, that left town, and it seems, as news goes around the road, that the only town suffering from the nightmares is Torp. So probably it's something that works. But
Maybe
Okay.
another one of these like satellite villages.
Yeah, it's a band-aid, not a permanent solution. Yeah.
yeah, but then what to do with all the farms and the people's jobs and that stuff? you
Yeah,
know?
people wouldn't want to leave.
Exactly.
Their things are here.
We would have to have a plan, be like, you're leaving town for 3 days and coming back kind of situation. It wouldn't be like a leave and come back when things are all right.
You can't work a farm if you're trapped in a nightmare.
Right.
A demon's advocate here. What if we inform the townspeople about the creature, what it wants, and let them make the decision?
I don't think that's.
Sorry. Go ahead, Blythe.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to surrender Rhaenys, and the thing's going to end up with a Pegasus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if
I think- Yeah.
all of you were able to kind of fight in your dreams a little bit? What if we spread the word on how to fight back, just as like a temporary solution? Just tell them, hey, be a jerk and scary like Blythe, and then he'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Am I scary?
Only to him. I think you're really sweet, but it was really cute how you were really, really scary to him.
Terrifying.
Okay. Scary. Well, anyways, I think you're right. We tell people they can leave, or they can try and fight back. And maybe when we give this information to Rhaenys, they'll have more information they can give us based on what we tell them.
Can I be the demon's advocate now?
Okay.
This is all well and good, but from my experience, normal people, which is your average farmer boy, which the local lord gives a wooden spear and tell them to go and fight. If given the if given the choice, will not fight unless it's cornered like a rat. And I think that how do you humans say this is not the case anymore. Sure, they're frustrated, but you have to understand that someone who has done nothing but till the soil will not fight until he absolutely has to. And for absolutely has to, I mean there's someone with a knife at their throat. You are assuming that these people will be more brave than they actually are. If they were, they wouldn't be there.
But they may not know. They may not know they can fight back in their dream.
I would tend to agree with Urist. It's one thing to ask people like us who are looking for a fight to fight him, and it's another thing to put innocents in harm's way.
But we're not asking them to fight him. We're just saying in their dreams they can fight back so they can get sleep.
If they don't want to leave.
If they don't want to leave. It's just letting them know that it's an option even. It's not just some crazy drunk. That's for real.
Even the drunk said fighting back was a short-term solution, and he came back stronger. So if we're going to do that, we need to have a solution planned for quickly.
I think we
That's
need
what
that
I'm saying.
regardless.
Yeah. This was just like a temporary band-aid while we, figure out how to kick its butt. Because right now, I don't think we currently have a chance in hell.
Or even if it just delays his timeline a little bit. Even just a little bit.
Okay.
I think we need allies regardless of what we do.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, let's do it, but I don't think that that we will that the townspeople will take lightly to that. Mostly because I will even make you a dwarven reasoning for this. They will look at us and say, "We are paying you to solve our problem, so we don't have to fight. And the first thing you do is ask us to fight."
We're getting paid.
We're not asking them to fight. I think we're just letting them know what they can do in the interim. I don't think we're necessarily saying you have to fight. We're just saying you can fight back in your dreams. That's a way to try and get some sleep. It's not like a come rally to our cause, because clearly us doing stuff into the dreams doesn't actually impact the Oni itself. It's more just a temporary relief for people who don't want to leave, or an option, basically.
I think regardless, it will be easier coming from Rhaenys, who has a relationship with these people and is known to them.
Regardless, we need to go to Rhaenys, but I don't think we're not asking them to come join our cause and fight for us. We're just giving them information on what they can do in the interim.
Okay, let's see how
Emeraldize
it goes.
I think we can all agree that corrupting a celestial is a bad move, though. Correct? I'm not alone in saying that.
No, absolutely. Because I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
who says what that does to his range? He could now be affecting 3 or 4 cities at a time if he has more power.
I mean, even leaving aside the Oni, I think anytime you start messing with gods, bad things happen.
So fair.
So the last thing we need to do is cheese off some god because we gave away his pet.
Yes. Giving flying horse to enemy, bad.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's head back to town.
Okay, you guys walk for more 4 to 5 hours, having uh, all sorts of theories and discussions during your time on the road. You find Torpe as you left it. The town became a ghost town. You don't see a lot of people working on the fields, tending, giving, taking care of the farm animals. You don't see uh, anyone cleaning anything, so everything is dirty. It's dusty. All except the elf, Rainis. Everyone is tired. Everyone is in a bad mood. Everyone doesn't want to work, doesn't want to do anything because they can't keep their heads off what's going on. You go to the tavern, to Scorpion's Breath Tavern, and you find Rainis. Uh, so, for now, since one more night passed, and with that, one more nightmare came to the people of town, let's just say that everyone else is unavailable to talk to you because they physically can't. All except the one person that doesn't need to sleep. So, what do you do?
I think we relay that we saw the creature causing the dreams. It looks like it's a spell that he's casting on the, and it affects the area. He asked us to give you him in exchange for saving the town.
More specific, do we mention the Pegasus?
Well, I mean, to give you him, give him you, so that he could get access to the Pegasus you have a relationship with.
What?
That would be bad.
How does he know about?
Yeah, thanks, Dara.
Yeah.
And he
Just
mentioned you
smiled
by
at
name. He mentioned you by name.
Well, that is certainly a lot of information that we previously didn't have. So there's what did you say? What creature it was?
It's nothing I've ever seen.
It didn't necessarily hand out a business card.
Yeah.
We just describe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, by the tree gods, I don't know what to do with that information. So it is someone that's causing this. It's not some sort of curse, not some sort of anything. It's a
Nope.
person, a spellcaster, right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
not. It's a demon, I believe, or something along those lines. It's something that's. It wasn't human. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was
And
big.
he's doing it on behalf of someone else. If you guys remember, he mentioned he had a master.
The
Yeah,
hag. It was
Barbara
the hag.
mentioned something as well. The Hag Queen or the Hag King.
The hag. Yeah, yeah. They're collecting this like substance from these nightmares that people are having. I will say there was also a positive.
Sorry.
We were able to successfully fight him off in our dream. So it can be done. Temporarily, anyways.
I had to hold myself to not make Rainy say, "Oh my God, the nightmare juice!" No. I don't know why I thought it's so funny. So, yeah, back to character. She says, "Yeah, okay, so there is a way to fight it.
At least
thought
temporarily.
I heard Vaeons saying something along those lines, but he mentioned the first time he passed through the nightmare. The next one came even
Stronger.
yes.
It's true. It's a temporary solution. It's not long term by any means. do you're a magic person. You convene with gods. Do you have any way of stopping a spell or dispelling anything? Like, do you have a way of getting rid of a spell that's cast?
Maybe a big glowing sword, something.
Dispel magic. Anything that can stop a spell?
Yeah, there is some ways to do that, but you can only dispel a magic if the caster of the spell is the same power level as you. If he can manifest nightmares through miles and miles distance, I don't think I have the power to dispel that casting. Also, did he show any signs of being concentrating on it? Because that is probably the most easy way to dispel. It's to interrupt the casting, the concentration.
He did. He was concentrating, as far as I could tell. I just wanted to know all of our options, basically.
Yes.
know what we could do.
Yeah, unless spell he's casting has some sort of component to it, interrupting would only
Temporarily stop it.
Could cast it again.
Yeah, we don't know enough about it. I guess we won't know until we try.
Yes. We have to work on possibilities here. So I think we can devise a plan to interrupt the casting, and if he is not well, the way to interrupt a caster from casting is to hold his hands, to tie him on, or to shackle him, and then prevent him from speaking. But what you say is he is big, he is powerful, so this is not an easy task, correct?
Well, I got an idea for that.
Well, say it.
Well, all I need is 2 or 3 small barrel of sufficiently, let's say, how it is in common. Curses.
Boom.
Kaboom.
Well,
I think that would stop the spell, but it wouldn't prevent him from casting it again, right?
Not if the whole
Right.
cave. Not if the whole cave goes down on him. It's difficult to cast under like a couple tons of rock, and I can do that.
We also don't know what else he's capable of.
I could get a little
So I think-
stronger. I might have a way to incapacitate him, but as it is right now, I have nothing.
Well, I still think the blowing him up is a good plan. Or blowing up the cave, but I think we need to have a plan for if he can, who knows, can he shift
Escape.
spaces? Yeah, can he teleport? We don't know what else he can do. If he's a powerful enough caster to cast this, I don't think we should solely rely on rocks holding him in.
I mean, everything's easier to beat when you drop a mountain on it.
Absolutely. But part of the plan definitely needs to be having people in there to basically try and restrain him if he's able to get out from under the rocks. Essentially.
Yeah. I think I can make it controlled enough that like there will be a part of the cave when we can stand in relative safety. I mean, my cousin was a miner.
Well,
I picked up a trick or two.
Let me put in a call to a friend to see if I can find something to help us out.
Okay.
what? But one problem with that plan is where are we going to find that many black powder to make it to cause the cave to collapse? It's, it's a great amount that would you need.
Or
They have it in the big city.
Yeah,
or
but
what if we had some friendly earth elementals who could help us?
Yeah.
oh, I like where this is going.
I will have my hermit crab.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because we still don't know what's in that. We still don't know what's in that like little cave area either that the boulders were blocking off.
Do we want to risk going back there without having a really good plan? Because I prefer my insides on the inside.
I agree.
I don't think it can sense us unless we let it know that we're there. I don't think it's omniscient unless we're asleep.
Wait, we may not need black powder if we have a sufficient if we have a sufficient quantity of let's say alcohol making supplies. I think I can make something.
Urist, are we brewing?
Oh yes, Ned, we're brewing.
Oh, my friend.
Cut
Okay.
to the brewing montage.
Cue
That-
the Breaking Bad music.
Yeah.
No, I think I can make something like volatile enough to supply for the lack of black powder.
Just make it like the vintage '89 your family put out a couple of years back. That swill could have killed a horse.
Nah, we need vintage 76.
You madman.
I know.
Okay. So, I think Ned wants to try and get in touch with his patron and like see if he's never really conversed with his patron, but he wants to try and call in a favor. So I think he might retreat and do some like one-on-one time with himself. But if and when we're ready to go see if we can talk to the little rock hermits, we can do that.
Okay. So, what exactly are you going to do? You're going to try to sleep into connecting to it, or there's some sort of ritual that does, or
I
just
think
pure concentration?
so. Ned is going to do something he has not done in a very long time and sober up. Ned starts drinking water, and I think he just goes and sits and kind of waits for the whispers to start, and just kind of attunes himself to his surroundings and listens and waits, because they always come for him in the end.
Okay. So, you sit in a room or out on the open.
I think Ned locks himself in a room upstairs.
Okay. So, Ned, you wait and you wait, sitting alone in this dark room, and the hours passes you through. When you start to bore yourself, you go for the glass of water to drink another sip, and after the water enters your organism, you sense something trapped on your throat. You try to put it out, try to cough it out of you, and when you do, you see this squirmy, slimy kind of octopus thing on your hand that just come out of your mouth.
Oh, lovely. Here we go.
You see that it's only an eye uh, in this round-shaped body, and it has a lot of tentacles, like dozens of tentacles.
Too many
Too many,
tentacles.
yes. The eye opens and it reaches you on your mind. Ah, nossa, meu Deus do céu. Sorry. I just saw Twitch and it was all bugged. And Nicholas just saved me, saw it first and give me a heads up. Anyway, the tentacle thing reaches your mind, Nedgar, and they start saying, "How are you doing, Nedgar?"
You've been trying to get my attention for a while, haven't you?
I don't know. Have I?
It might have come up.
It.
Well, you've got it now. And I'm here to bargain.
Dormammu, I come to bargain.
Yeah. Sometimes I do these things, not on purpose, you know.
God, just swallow what's in your mouth. How do you do that? You don't even have a mouth. Ugh.
Yeah. If something I do annoys you in some way, you tell me, because I'll make sure I'll do it even more.
Lovely. It's gonna be one of those days. Look, you've wanted my attention for a while, and I've done my best to ignore you. And I'm done running. You want my attention, you've got it. You got something you want me to do, I'll do it. But this is not a one-sided relationship. If I'm gonna take, you're gonna give.
Yeah. Sounds fair, doesn't it? Well, you're having trouble sleeping recently, right?
Something like it. Yeah.
You're kind of bad luck recently in regards to that. But I saw
Bad
what
luck is
happened.
kind of my story.
I saw everything that happened today, and I won't lie. I don't like where this is going. I mean, this Hag King talk and all that. It seems like someone is trying to steal my job to claim the material plane and the minds of people, and I don't like that very much.
I had a feeling you'd feel that way.
So, what do you say? You want me to give you power to beat that thing, right?
I want you to give me power to protect the people who need it. My friends and the people of this village. And that's it.
Your friends, right? It's not the time to take over their minds yet. Sorry.
Ned is going to try very hard to ignore that.
Okay. You have the herbs, right? I saw you taking it.
Ned pulls it out of his pack and holds it up.
I'll teach you a ritual. Gather your friends so you have more human shields to take hits for you.
Do not appreciate the way you're talking about that, but sure. Before I do, what's your name? What do I call you?
Ah, I don't know. You can call me Bill or something. I really
Bill.
can't tell you my true name because, first off, you can't physically pronounce it correctly, and I don't like hearing a mispronunciation of my name. Second of all, names have power, you know. Not,
Not Bill.
I don't know. Call me Edward or something. Give me a cute name at least.
George 2. Too George, too furious.
Oh my god.
I'll call you the Eye, since that's
Yeah.
what you are.
Yeah, I really like descriptive names. Anyway, so the ritual. It's sort of like this way. You take the herbs, you burn it this way, you write this down, and he goes on explaining to you the ways of the ritual. Once you've done it, you try to sleep. If you need help, try casting the sleep spell. It's easy. Haven't I teach you already?
Not in my repertoire, but I'm open to new things.
So this is a good roleplay situation where you can learn additional spell. Now you know it. I put it on your mind.
No, thank you.
Anyway, when you go to sleep, after the herbs are used, try real hard to contact me, and I will give you power. Power to control your dream, to overcome your challenges.
You have a deal.
After that, you're gonna owe me one. You know that.
I know. And we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, won't we?
Try to think of someone that has potential to be my next Herald. Let's just put it like that.
I'm going to squish you now. And then I close my hand over the eye and crush it.
Okay. You sense the slimy meat crushing on your hand, but when you look at it, your hand is only wet. You only crushed water. Anyway, so with that new information, let's take 5, shall we?
Okay.
Sounds
Be right
good.
back.
BRB.
rejects me. Know what I want. A peek at my sexy pecs? Yes. Earthrealm has nothing for you. I stay deep, deep stuff.
Somebody watching Mortal Kombat?
No, just Facebook videos. But yeah, it's Mortal Kombat stuff.
That's what I thought. I heard Earthrealm. Was like, wait, I know that.
Somebody
that.
put a video like it's Mortal Kombat, but everybody is horny, and then just did all the like flattery and seducey and just wrong shit that they say.
Sounds about right.
It's just not right.
So the clouds in your distance. There's no end of the stress. Then let's relieve them. Double date with Kang and Katana? In your dreams, Kulab. A simple no with fun way. I love it. There are other ways to be physical. Atomic bombs, not some gigolo. Have you ever been dominated? Are you offering Sindel? Some meat. You may enjoy.
What the hell? How did they get all this past the censors?
Hello, I'm back.
Hello.
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 Everyone's here?
I think so.
Everyone that's not here, say hi.
Is
No, we're all
Devonlynne
here.
back? Is Devonlynne back?
I do not hear them.
Chandara.
I don't think so.
Speak to her. Come back to her. Anyway, let's just wait for her.
So, Ariel, I learned the sleep spell from that.
Yeah, you can add your
Nice.
spells.
I was going for Tasha's hideous laughter, but honestly, sleep could probably come more and more in handy.
Oh, call me by your name.
Ooh. And sleep isn't even on the Warlock spell list.
I'm back.
Hey, so everyone's
Hello.
back. Anyone else, while Nedgar is trying to connect with his patron, it takes some hours to everything that we RP'd. So in the meantime,
Yeah.
what everyone else is doing?
Me, Urist retires to brew his concoction, I guess.
You have proficiency with I think it's brewer's kit or brewer's tools,
Yes,
right?
brewer's kit.
Okay,
Yes.
you can roll for that.
What do I roll?
I think you can roll with your intelligence or wisdom, whichever is higher.
Wisdom. So I have a +3. Okay. Come on, RNGesus. Be nice to me. 18.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
So you're working alone. You're going to need help from party, from the NPC. What do you think?
Well, if the ladies want to help me by going out for like outside the village and gathering some herbs and especially some mushrooms because Warren Beer has mushrooms in because caves and get like a few very poisonous one to augment the brew, which will not be drunk but exploded, I would be very appreciative.
Okay, but in the brewing process, it's gonna be only you. So you can roll another one, and on another success, the brew is done. You have you need to take 2 successes out of 3, but if you asked for help on the process, it could be another person rolling. You know.
Nah, it's okay. I only need someone to like go and gather the ingredients for me.
Okay.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, sorry. Come on, 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 come on. 20!
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It doesn't even take as long as you thought it would take. You managed to brew some uh, devilish drink that it could either kill anyone that drinks it instantly or ascend the person to godhood. There's no in between. But you don't intend to drink it or to anyone else's to
No.
drink, but
Ned comes
instead.
out there, communing with his patron with a hell of a hangover, and goes, "Oh God, you're done. Thank you."
No! Ned, no!
You see lads floating in the air as the light shines on him. Okay.
I'm so proud.
You now have a mixture, concoction that is certainly to be more effective than a barrel of black powder.
Nice.
It probably
Black-
it's only the only annoyance is to travel back to the cave while you drag this big barrel of alcohol, but besides that,
We will borrow a wheelbarrow.
okay. Yeah,
4-wheel, not 3.
Yeah.
Hagar, the barkeeper doesn't seem to be in the have the possibility to say yes or no. So when you ask, he blankly stares, nothing, and you go there and take it anyway.
Okay. Okay. We got the kaboom.
All right, we got the kaboom.
I'm gonna share what I got from my patron. He's like, I made a friend. It was gross.
You okay?
I'm pretty sure I coughed up a squid that is going to try and have me take over the world, but that is a problem for a later date. What's important is he gave me some tools, and we have something approaching an ally going into this, and I kind of explained what he told me. And he doesn't really get into like the deal that he made, besides just that throwaway comment.
So we're
While
back
all
to the wake squad, sleep squad plan.
Well, while all of that was happening, I think Blythe would have kind of spent the time with Rhaenys trying to figure out, and we don't have to RP this, but just trying to see if Rhaenys knew anything about like where her power might be coming from, or if she'd seen anything like that. Since Rhaenys is a magic user and one of the only ones she's actually encountered so far.
Okay.
So.
Do you want to RP that, or just?
We don't need to. I want to kind of toss that out there that she's kind of asking everybody. I don't want to hold up the story, but if she has anything useful out of that, we can play through it.
Okay. So Rhaenys is a divine spellcaster. She is a cleric, and basically, she says that ever since the first night that everyone said about the nightmares, she starts her research, and she had some theories, some possibilities. She said to you on the first session that it was probably someone and not something that was happening. She had.
Oh, sorry. Blythe was asking about her. Blythe was asking about her own power, like kind of where, like she's just trying to literally get from anyone and everyone trying to figure out if anyone knows what's happening to her, basically. And Rhaenys is the only like magic user who, other than Dara, who seems to have a similar kind of type of magic that comes out of them.
You want to know where her magic comes from, right?
Or if she's ever seen anyone like Blythe or that does the kind of things that Blythe does.
You go.
Not Piet, if that would make more sense, yeah.
Well, you go all around, and from Rhaenys, what she says is, no, she doesn't know anyone else on the village, at least, that other than you and her, that is a spellcaster of any kind. So the only opinion about what's happening and whatnot you can get is from hers. She said that someone was sent from Mons Domus, a sort of arcane expert, and that would be Clovis, the little halfling on the table. But he doesn't. From her words, exactly about him is that he doesn't look like a spellcaster. He doesn't have he didn't cast any spells, and he doesn't seem like one. He came later on the timeline of the nightmares, but he's being pretty badly affected, and he's not available to talk right now.
Okay. So we'll talk to Clovis after we fix the town.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Now, I'm good.
I'm going to, when Ned goes upstairs, I'm going to try to, like, climb up onto the roof and see if I can, like, see him through any windows and see what's going on.
Ooh.
Lovely.
Okay.
But I'll sneaky, like.
You don't have to roll. You try to see what's going on the tavern, or on the other
on what Ned's doing upstairs.
on Ned. Okay. While he is having his conversation.
Probably like I'd probably go up right away to try to see.
Okay. Yeah, you hang on a while. Actually, a lot of time passes, and when he coughs the water, you don't see anything on his hand, but you see he is talking to it. You can, um, even though Ned's was speaking on his head, sometimes he mumbles something, or when he gets emotional, he speaks out loud something to the thing that he's holding, but you can't see.
That did not pay off. Well, then I'm just gonna lay on the roof and try to just like lay on the roof and just look up at the sky.
Okay. So, the meantime, anyone else's? Kara?
Kara's just going to spend the time doing her usual nightly ritual. She's going to carefully take apart her owner's firearm, broken as it is, and just kind of examine each piece for a few minutes before putting it all back together, just the way she took it apart. It kind of helps center her, calm her down a little bit, so she's not quite so excitable all the time.
Okay. So, later the same day, you all gather after the brew is ready and Edgar had his talk. You give in details to the party, Nedgar?
I go over what he talked about as far as the ritual and like giving me the additional spell, but he doesn't really talk about the fact that he like made a deal. He definitely tries to make it sound more like more of a friendly relationship than a transactional one.
So we have an ally then. That's wonderful.
Yeah, ally's a word for it.
That sounds suspicious.
I mean, it's hard to explain. It's not so much that it agrees with us and feels that our cause is righteous. It's more it doesn't like the fact that this thing is horning in on its territory, which is nightmares. So, is it a possibility that we might be trading this in for an even bigger bad? Potentially, but right now it's on our side at least.
Well,
And
enemy of our enemy and all that.
and
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can tell, it's only interested in me right now, and so what's one hobbit and what's one halfling in the grand scheme of things?
Well, I don't know that I agree with that, but we can come back to that at a later point, I suppose. What's done is done.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to try and rest, or at least let Dara try and get some rest.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Would I have been able to like do a
Trance.
like a trance while I was laying on the roof?
Yeah, you could. Had like your long rest is shorter than everyone else's, so
Yeah.
you definitely had the time to long rest.
Alrighty. I will take.
I didn't spend
rest.
because I didn't spend any spell slots in our last fight. So above the table talk, obviously, RPing, saying that out loud, but and so I mean, really, I mean, we're gonna all face exhaustion, but we're going in at least fully loaded on everything
Yeah.
else.
I think we're ready to fuck shit up.
So,
Oh,
you
So let's talk plan. Let's talk plan.
Mm.
All right.
are we
So-
going deep in the cave to set this off? Cave entrance? Because we aren't going to be very stealthy dragging this thing around.
Rhaenys, will
Mm.
you be able to help us at all with at least healing or keeping us in one piece?
where are you going back to Daggerwood to
Yes.
to face it?
Yes.
As the only, I would say, uh, as the only person here in Torpe that isn't affected, I don't think it's wise for me to leave this.
And do you have any potions or anything that you could send with us?
Yes.
Well, actually, I have. Let me see here how many remains. Oh, I have 3 healing potions of healing with me.
Oh, that would be very helpful.
I was not expecting to just hand them over, but seems this is the direst of situations. So consider part of the payment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who has one still?
I think I
sorry,
used
sorry.
mine.
I was. No, go on. You have 4 potions of healing.
Ned still has his,
Okay.
Yeah, I used mine.
Yeah.
so everyone else should get one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if we can save off me and Dara not having to use our spell slots for healing right away, I think that would be helpful initially.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. So, here's my idea. We have to be sneaky about that, because I have to put the I have to put the explosive like right next to one of the walls for everything to come down on his head, and I know how.
I still think we should talk to the rock hermits as well to see if maybe they have something that can help us.
Yes.
But how are we going to do that? They don't know a language.
Yeah.
Through the power of animal handling.
I mean, I think we could
Are
definitely.
any-
Since I rolled a 20, do I know what do these creatures eat?
Well, as a matter of fact, you do, and we, the D&D players, do, because I think it's one of the few creatures that have their their diet described. So it says here, well, they feed primarily on lizards, rats, slugs, and other vermin, as well as on cave lichen and moss.
We can get some of that pretty easily.
Directly from the supplement.
What are you thinking of doing with?
Oh, worst case scenario, they're a body to take some damage. That was something my friend suggested, was meat shields in less time work. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, I think they might have something back there that we can use.
Question to DM, like what from having seen the cave, since the shadow man was kind of at an edge of the cave, would we know where the exterior wall that lines up with that edge? Would we be able to tell that from the outside?
Yeah, the cave is on a not a mountain. What is the word for the shorter mountain?
A hill.
A
A
hill,
hill.
yes. The cave is in a hill, so not all of the, the cave it goes from one end to the other, from one side of the hill to the other, and yeah, let's just say yes. You know where you got out the exits of the cave. You know that he was close to the exit, so that'll be a yes.
So I think we have two options, right, Ulrist? Like we can either like explode from the outside and hope it collapses in, or place it and lure him to a spot in the cave.
We
I
do it from
already
the,
have.
if
I
we
already
do it,
have a plan. Yes. No, go on.
If-
Sorry.
if we do it from the outside, we don't know if he's in his lair without sending someone in to check, and they would have to be able to telepathically communicate with those outside.
We don't have any of that yet right now.
Correct. So, what my proposal is this: we all go in. He doesn't know that this thing is the devil's brew, okay? And since I think we can agree that he's pretty full of himself and doesn't consider us a threat.
What if we tell
We
her
can-
we catch Uranus and put her in the barrel?
Or what if, because like he was fairly close to the entrance, what if you set like, because there was that area by the front that had like a small entrance, kind of like a small like where you would turn left to go into his space.
Mhm.
That's like a small entrance space. What if we placed it there? Someone goes in and tells him we found the Pegasus to try and get him to come further out and lead him towards the barrel and then blow the barrel up.
You shoot fire, don't you, Blythe?
Do.
Yes, or we simply tell him that like this is a token of our goodwill. One of us, me, brings the barrel in, puts it down. Then the moment I retreat and the barrel is in an optimal position, Blythe goes firebolt and boom.
I only worry that if we're coming back with something he did ask for, he's gonna be suspicious. That's the only thing I think.
Do any of us have the ability to make ourselves look like someone else?
I don't know.
Not right now, no.
I mean, I have a disguise kit, but I don't know how well it will work.
Yeah, I think my biggest concern is that if we're like, hey, we don't have the thing you asked for, but here's a random thing, that's just gonna alert his suspicion.
Question, DM. Do you think the disguise kit would have enough that I could make our half-elf look like Rhaenys?
Yes, I would say so. But
Good idea.
the key factor is how well she can impersonate another person, not only how closely she looks like.
What
So
if
would
I
that be
pretend to be
deception?
unconscious?
What if we just gag her so she can't cast spells or something like that?
Well, that's
We just
We can try.
yeah. It's like a plan.
But then-
We gag our healer.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pretending to be unconscious is the better move than that, probably. Or like a fake tie of the wrists or something, so it's like looks bound, but isn't really.
Well, the only issue I have with that is if you were actually unconscious, would the Oni be able to make you have nightmares?
Not
and
her.
if so, he would know that you were faking it.
Not her though, because she trances.
Well,
Yes.
that's what I'm
What?
saying. But if you're unconscious, though, that's what I'm thinking. If you're actually
Someone hit me on the head,
unconscious,
and let's see if I dream.
I think we were just saying pretending for her to be unconscious, not. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying though. Like, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hit me in the head, see if I dream.
Well, wait, Ned, you have really good deception, right?
I do, but I'm also a solid like foot and a half shorter than her.
No, I'm not talking that. I'm not talking that. We
Oh,
don't even necessarily have to have Rhaenys. We just have to tell him we have Rhaenys.
I could probably make that work. Yeah.
And just get him in a less like protected, isolated area.
Okay. I could probably make that work. Lure him further into the cave.
That's what I'm saying, is just lure him further into the cave so it's a little easier for us to be in place to make this boom go boom and the rocks fall down. And that way we're also in place to be able to like try and contain him
Yeah.
after the boom. Because my biggest concern with the boom in the back as well is then we can't be placed strategically to try and contain him from all sides.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's time.
I would also buy us
Let's do
time for you to
this.
go try and recruit your little rock guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So
Okay.
that's a plan.
Shall we? Yep.
Okay, so part one of the plan. Let's avoid the random encounter since we. Let's talk about time. How you guys, in regards to time, we can play for another 1.5 hour, maybe 2 hours, or that would be too much.
Good if you guys are.
I'm good,
okay
yeah.
with it.
Yeah, as long as we're kind of wrapping up by midnight, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, let's avoid random encounters for now. You guys.
Don't focus on the cereal.
Yeah. If you guys get lucky on the way to Daggerwood, it will be the only time it's you don't have to roll for it, and you
Okay.
after more hours of walking through the woods in direction to the cave, you find it, and now you can put your plan to work. What do you do?
So we're outside the cave now?
Yeah, on the outside. Exactly.
Okay. Can we enter from the southern entrance, not the top entrance?
Yeah. Ned wants to go talk to his little rock buddies.
Okay. So the cave looks the same.
Okay. So I'm thinking maybe this is the bottleneck we try to go at up top here.
Yeah.
Like here?
The top one
Yeah.
was the exit where you left. But the geoneeds are down here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking where we should try and set the thing up
Oh yeah.
is probably this little tiny bottleneck up here. Right there. And we can put someone down here. We can put someone hidden. I know Kara's pretty stealthy. They could be down here. I can be over here, up here, to fire the bolt as soon as we're ready. and then we can maybe have people kind of on all sides, possibly. Does that make sense? Does that work for
Yeah,
everyone?
Yeah, so
Yep.
I'll bait him out there after we talk to the Geonids and see what they've got.
Okay. Part 1 of the plan. Goes first.
Okay.
So I think Ned will come down here, and he's got like a piece of meat from like a dried meat from his rations that he kind of goes over and goes, "Hi,
They
you
are
guys look hungry."
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys look hungry, and I would kind of like to offer like some of the meat from my rations.
Or okay, so they are elemental type of creature. They have a
Mhm.
9 for intelligence, but they don't speak any language. When
Do they understand a language?
no, when a creature does, it specifically tells it. On the
Okay.
Geonid's case, it's just a blank space after language.
Hmm.
So no languages at all. Okay, you come close. Since it's not a beast type creature, I would not say it's a animal handling skill check. Instead, it's a charisma based skill check, and you can roll for persuasion since you came all diplomatic.
Hmm.
Okay,
Nice.
have to roll
Nice.
for insights.
Oh,
Uh, you just you hold the the food in your hand, or you drop it on the floor for you to grab.
Offer it to them and then drop it to them if they don't feel comfortable approaching.
Yeah, they still are indistinguishable from rocks, from normal rocks, and when you drop it, you see just the tiny eyes from the rock moving, and then a arm comes and grabs it, and you hear the sound of it chewing on the food.
Oh, are we friends now? I have more.
Tu vê que ele faz um sonzinho assim, parece um som. Oh, meu Deus. I turned off the English switch for a moment. Oh my god. Okay. You notice it starts making some happy noises when you say you have more. It kind of moves towards you a little bit. I'll put
Are
it
you guys
on-
hungry? I have more.
You have the feeling that they are waiting for the more.
I'm just gonna go ahead and dump all of my rations out of my pack and say, "Go to town. All yours, my friends."
Okay. Um, I don't know why I only put one of them. These big rocks are worse. They are in the way to everything. Let's see. I can move the layer down. Now it's easier. Okay. 3
Oh,
Geonids
they're adorable.
come out and they start eating what you give to them. They seem peaceful at first.
Oh no.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, yeah.
I
They still eating the food. You want to try anything else?
Can I check and see like what's back here that they might have been like guarding?
Yeah. Once they move out, you kind of you have the ability to see what's beyond that. It's it's something weird. It seems like a statue or maybe monument of some kind. It has this weird shape, And now that they moved away, you have these openings on the rock that you are able to move through.
Yeah, I'd like to move into the space with the statue, maybe investigate it a little further, or take a look at it.
You roll for investigation.
Oh man, I do not have this good. If anybody wants to come and help, please.
Let me come take a look.
I'll go ahead and give you the help action.
Alright, so... Well, if you're giving me help, let me just roll another one just in case.
Take the 20.
20.
Bunny is good. Kara, as you looked at it, seems like some kind of how to put it, some kind of idol. It seems not religious per se, but you sense that it represents some form of entity. But you really can't tell. It's not blocked by a check of some kind. It's a knowledge that any of you, none of you would have access to by now.
Yeah.
Mental note of this for later.
Right. Just some vague little homemade idol type thing.
Do you? Could I take it with me?
Yeah, no, it's a big boulder that's
Okay,
super,
just
super
making
heavy.
sure.
Okay.
All right. I guess go phase 2.
Question, DM. Would we know how large the blast radius is on this, like, explosive we're making?
You can have an
Yes.
estimation, but you can't really tell
Mhm.
for sure.
It's like, it says, do we think it's gonna be like 5 feet, or is it like 30 feet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's certainly around 5 to 30 feet.
Okay.
What about
Okay, so Urist, you're the one who made it. You expect it to not surpass 15 feet.
Okay. I tell them, like,
But
15 feet at most, but you have to account for the cave in. So make it 40 to be on the safe zone.
All right.
I don't,
what
I
if we
don't
put
have.
a little? Sorry.
No, I say I don't have 40 feet from where I think we're putting it. But I have 15, so.
What if we put took like a cup of it and made like a little trail leading up to it?
Oh.
Ooh.
I just wonder if that would take too much time.
Yes. No, it has to be instant.
and
Good idea, though.
you have to try to avoid making noises that would alarm him.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Uh,
we're putting it like here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I
So
place it like
Mhm.
in the area of maximum effect.
All right. And I guess, unless we have anything else, does anybody have any buffs they want to cast right now? I could use guidance if I'm going to be making a deception check.
I'll give you a
Spell
guidance.
thing.
I'll give you guidance.
Okay.
Nice.
Maybe if we want to lay down a bless while we're at it, if you got buffs, throw them. We're going to need them.
Well, does blessing guidance stack?
One's concentration.
They're both concentration, but if two different people, like if Blythe casts guidance and Dara casts bless, then yes, they would stack.
Yeah. I will cast Bless.
I'll cast guidance.
All right. Yeah, this one's for all the marbles. We ready?
Oh,
Be
you
ready.
guys should.
Go.
Urist and Vita should be further away because you'll be right in
I
the
just moved
blast.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Who all's getting blessed?
I'm
It's
gonna
ju-
bless Blythe, Ned, and Vita for that sneak attack. If we can get that in there, just in case the.
Appreciate that.
All right. So I'm going in on this with a d20 plus 2d4 to this deception check. Here we go. So Ned is going to walk into the cave and go, I'm back.
What is that noise?
It's Vivaldi's Winter, but it's a good cover.
So,
What noise are you referring? That noise? Oh, those are my companions with Rhaenys like you requested. She put up a bit of a fight, so we're having to be a bit noisier to subdue her.
well, I wasn't expecting to come back. The elf. Where is she? Let me see her.
Just this way, follow me. And then Ned is going to lead him this way. Do I need to make a check or anything?
No. The way you talk, convincing.
As soon as he gets in this like blast radius, I'm gonna fire firebolt at the barrel.
At the same time, I'm taking a dash out of there.
Okay. You have to roll for stealth if you don't want to be seen on the casting, and also we roll for initiative.
Okay.
Because he has the right to have reflexes. But
Okay.
if you roll,
Do we not get a
really
do we not
good,
get a surprise round?
Did she have firebolt readied? Was she
Yeah, that's
holding
what I was
it,
like.
or
I was prepared in
Yeah.
place.
yeah. The thing is,
First.
to ready a spell is an action, and you can only take an action once you have your initiative roll. So, out of the actions,
Okay.
yeah, you can say we're holding the spell, but we still need depending on the stealth that Blythe rolls, you can go for totally surprise.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on,
Would you
dice
say
gods.
Nat 20?
yes?
Nice.
Yes.
That is the the number that we're looking for. Okay, so the Oni, the Shadow Man, whatever you want to call him, doesn't seem to notice anything. He goes right. He doesn't seem to be. He doesn't seem to notice that Nedgar starts to running all of a sudden. He seems confused, and when Blythe blasts her firebolt at the barrel, it's too late for him to take any actions. So let's say it's an improvised damage. It's certainly a deadly severity, so we'll say that the damage is 4d10s. Okay?
All right.
Come on, roll high.
So the thing is, you had an estimative on how far the range of the blast can go. So, Blythe, since you are the one to throw the firebolt, roll only the damage for your cantrip.
Firebolt. Okay. That's the firebolt. 9 fire.
9, okay.
Boom.
You guys
Doesn't
are
get me,
seeing
but
the
that's fine.
Okay. So the only ones that have to roll are Blythe and Urist. Since
Oh no.
the range was 10 plus the damage, and since it's a 19 feet distance, let's just round it to 20.
Is it a deck save?
Yeah, it's a deck save.
Okay.
Who did you bless, Car? Who did you bless, Dara?
Me. I got a bluff.
You blessed Urist, and he's the one who needs it.
No, I think Urist is the only one she didn't
No.
bless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm right here. I got this.
Okay. And bless is what?
Plus
D4.
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 Okay, so a D4. So that's a
16 for
16.
With natural
I-
20s again.
I can also. I'm gonna go ahead and use my favored by the gods here, and also roll 2d4 to add on to that. Which is another
Oh,
That's fine. But it puts me at 18, and that's a much better roll than 13.
Okay. Time to roll my deck save 9.
yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so the good news is your plan worked. The cave starts collapsing specifically on that narrow path, and the Shadow Man doesn't seem to be able to evade it or to use some magic to avoid it. And the rock slide traps him on the other side when you do that. Oh, the good thing is I have rock tokens ready to go. Get it? Okay. And now I can hide raw area. Cool. So now for the damage.
Yes. It's not gonna kill him, but hopefully it breaks concentration.
Yeah. The damage certainly is a deadly blast. And
Damn, only 13 damage. Damn,
What?
it sucks.
yeah, I rolled pretty badly actually. But it's good for you because now you only take Blythe. You only take 6 damage since you passed the save.
Oh.
But Urist, since you didn't pass, you take the full 13 damage to your face.
I'm at
And that-
-1.
Oh no. I'm at 3. So
In a weird kind of way, you're still proud of your of your concoction. Did so well. It almost burned your beard out.
That save? Or do I roll a death save?
No, you're at
Not
0.
yet.
on your turn. Yeah,
No.
he's at.
I'm at -1 because I have 12 HP.
Okay.
On your turn, you'll roll a death save.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys rolled initiative. Yeah. I didn't roll for the big guy. So now let's take the turns on order. So Chandara, you go first.
Alrighty. I am going to run up here and give Urist a healing potion.
Okay.
So that's 2d4 plus 4.
So it's max healing. We
Yes,
he's
so
Oh
10.
yeah, for this table we agreed on. So Urist, you're now at 10 HP.
9
You get
because
back on your
I was
feet.
at -1. Okay.
Yeah, but
Good.
on 5e you just go
drop
to
to
0.
zero.
Yeah, and you don't count the minus. Because
Okay, then perfect.
Urist, you got any more of that brew?
I can make. What happened? I, I, I saw it. I saw it, guard. It was a carriage.
Blythe, how are you?
I've got 3 health. I'm pretty hurt. I'm not gonna lie. Are we staying? Are we fighting? Are we running?
I don't know.
I mean, is he
I'm
buried?
following what you guys are doing.
Chandara, are you going to do anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to, either way, I'm still going to use a healing word for Blythe.
Yes.
Okay. Only 4 plus whiz.
Which is, sorry, my sheet is being silly. 4.
Beautiful. Thank you.
6.
Back on full HP.
Yep.
And
And then I'm gonna.
when you guys ask what to do now, we fight, we run, you see some form of mist or maybe fog going out between the rocks and forming back
We're all gonna
on
die.
the other side. As
Mhm.
the Shadow Man uses his gaseous form spell, he forms himself on the flesh again on the other side, and he says, "I suggest you start running right now." Nedgar, what do you do?
I think Nedgar is going to reflect on what his patron said, and I think he is going to. I think he's going to reach out to his patron for help. Be like, okay, you wanted a fight. Here he is.
Okay, but your patron said to do the ritual on the herbs, then
Yeah.
sleep, and if you had trouble sleeping, you had to cast
Ugh.
sleep on your party, and then face it on the dream.
Yeah.
All right. So that's not going to work.
You try to reach out to him. You know you have to. You need a lot of time for him to answer your call. So you know it's not going to work as fast as you need right now. So you can still change your mind and use your action, your bonus action.
Ned is going to cast.
I think we gotta go.
Yeah. The best course of
Yeah.
action maybe is Dissonant Whisper, and
Yeah, Ned's going to cast
pray he
Dissonant
fails.
Whisper. Ned's going to cast Dissonant Whispers. I believe that's the 3d6 or 4d6.
3. And he has to make a wisdom save.
Okay,
God.
you save. Here.
He makes it.
So he takes half damage and doesn't have to reaction move away. What's going on, guys? You guys are tense for something.
Go!
Cheer up! Come on! I only hear, oh my god, oh my god. So, next up is Blythe.
Yes. Can I scooch past him without entering his melee? He's far enough over. No? I can't hug the wall.
Yeah, you can. You can hug the wall. There's half a square on the wall for you to pass.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30. She's gonna move 30 that way, and he is still within 30 of her. So she is gonna cast Witch Bolt on him
Okay.
as she's trying to leave. Give me a sec. And let me make my roll. So it was 11, but let me add that d4.
Okay.
Maybe that'll help.
Nice.
15?
Yeah.
Does that hit?
It
It does? Okay. Beautiful. So that's 8 lightning damage to the target.
Sorry. Okay. So just for the some AC stuff. When you dreamed of the Shadow Man, he appears wearing a armor, but now as you look at him, he doesn't have any armor. So his AC on the flash is a little lower. Just so you know. Okay, so that makes your turn. Kara, you're next.
I am going to hold my attack until he comes into melee with somebody. Because I rolled 25 for stealth, he shouldn't see me.
Okay, that's right, dude. Okay, he isn't seeing you.
So yeah, I'm gonna hold my attack until he's into melee with somebody.
Nice. Urist, you're next.
Well, it was kind of short, but I sure had fun. Since talking is a free action, I just turn to my companions. Grant up, fly, you fools. Charge.
Oh
It's
no.
fun.
Oh no, the heroic sacrifice.
Okay. Let me attack.
Go for it.
7. Miss.
No.
You don't have blast, right?
No, he's only one.
Even if I had like a slow, but at least like I'm keeping him there.
You're
And he's in melee with someone now.
Yep, he is. Add a +4 to that.
I
Where
believe
is
you also
it?
roll advantage because you attack from hiding.
Oh, yep, you're right. I do.
And then add your d4.
Oh my god.
yeah, but you tossed your dagger beyond 20 feet, so it's still so the advantage and the disadvantage negates themselves, and
What do I have to what do I have to hit him?
yeah, you don't know that, but with an
Ah.
12, the 11 plus 1 from the
1.
d4, you still manage to hit him.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's going to be that plus another d6 for sneak attack. So 8 damage.
Okay.
Is he phased at all?
Yeah, he's still holding his own.
Okay.
New round, so Chandara, you're the first one to go.
Okay, I am going to shoot him. If my page would respond. There we go.
Okay,
24.
hits.
Eight damage.
Okay,
And then that's it.
not gonna move.
I'll come back to here.
So it's his turn.
Mm.
You already noticed he has big claws, and since he has two, he can make two attacks on the same turn. So for the first one,
Oh no.
Urist. Oh, the first one crits.
No.
Uh,
This is still
eh,
broken.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay. He
What I'm going
claws
down to.
Urist down, and he walks slowly,
Wait.
like the Terminator. And he goes to Blythe.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
the one who shot or the one who tricked me? I'm going with you first, girl. Die! 18 to hit, 9 damage.
I'm down.
Ned, we have 2 people down already.
I mean, do we even have to ask?
Yep.
16 to hit.
Okay. You hit. Yeah, 5 damage. If you move away, you would take
To
a
take it up. Yeah,
opportunity
there's no
attack.
point in moving.
Okay. Blythe, since you're down,
Roll
you
it.
can
Save.
roll. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Kara.
Ugh. What to do? What to do? What to do? I guess I chuck the other dagger at him. I guess. God damn it!
Yeah, you hit also. Still.
You. I have the D4.
Yeah. Okay, so we hit him, and he is in melee combat range with
Nedgar.
Ned right now. So plus sneak attack. So 9 more damage to him. And I will move up next to Blythe. Right behind her. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. So, with your hit, he's now bloodied. He's now at half
Okay.
or less his total HP.
Okay.
Urist, you can roll your first death save.
Yes, sir. That save, that save, that saves.
No.
A failure to both of them. Chandara, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna run up here and I am gonna touch Blythe and cast Spare the Dying. So she is now stabilized.
Beautiful. Thank you.
And then I'm going to run back here.
Okay. So the Shadow Man. He turns to Nedgar and he says, "Tell me again, why did you think this was a good idea?"
Fuck you.
We're dumb.
That's a miss.
Okay, you dodge it.
Attack 1.
Second attack, 5
Oh,
damage.
come on. Ned is still up. Again, I say, fuck you.
Now it's your turn.
If it works, don't break it.
It
Go,
hits.
Ned, go.
And I'm still blessed, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a hit. You
Oh,
only turn
okay.
it into
8 damage.
okay. Blight, I think Spare the Dying doesn't. It's just stabilize.
Bring me up. It just, I don't have to make death saves anymore.
Yeah, but you still
Yeah.
can't act. So Blight, you once you, yeah, let's just say, okay, uh, okay, Blight, you start dreaming. Once you've
Okay.
been down for more than one round, you enter
Okay.
the dream realm.
Alright.
The dream goes similar to the first one you had. So,
Okay.
but now you're more prepared for what is coming. You know you have to in rules talk. You know you have to roll for one of your mental stats to see how much control you have. You can choose charisma, your
I'm gonna go charisma.
yeah. Make a save.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, a charisma save, you said?
Yeah,
Well,
Mm.
plus 2.
my
right?
charisma has a +2 to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So 25.
Okay, so far so good. You enter the dream. You see your your darkest memories coming back to you, but you know you are in a nightmare. You know what's coming. You are prepared for when the Shadow Man appears to come to take your life on the dream. So for now, you still have control. You want to do
Okay.
anything exactly on the dream, or you just
I don't see the Shadow Man yet, do I?
you don't see yet?
Okay. I think she's just gonna really focus on that warmth inside of her that she feels when she has her magic, and try and pull as much as she can to the forefront of her body. Like fill her cup basically with this, really give in to this power she kind of tries to suppress a lot of the time. Um and really kind of focus in so that she can use it to save herself and her friends in this dream.
Okay.
Yeah, but if she was super religious, she might even consider it praying.
Kara, you're up.
Like Ned said, keep doing it. Ugh. Oh.
Yeah, you can't really
Yeah,
transform
there's
it
no
in
way.
a natural one is an automatic failure.
Yeah.
So you want to move or to bonus action?
Am I in? If I move away, can he hit me from that far?
I don't think he can. No, he can't.
I will take a step back and call it good.
Okay, Urist. You need your second death saving and also your first mental saving throw. Or you are
Okay.
about to enter
That
the
save. Jesus.
darn looking
Okay.
good.
Oh no!
Wisdom. 15.
Okay. You also has some sort of control over your nightmare. You know you are in a nightmare. The Shadow Man hasn't appeared yet. What do you do?
Well, since I feel like I would be joining my ancestors very soon, I start to like rhythmically bang my axe on my shield and literally summon my ancestors to fight with me. Because I died a warrior's death.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
cool. Okay. Next one is Chandara.
Okay, is he taking up that entire that
Passage.
entire passageway, or is there a way that I can kind of go around him a little bit?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a way because the unless you go out of the cave, you turn around, go around all the hill, and came from the back entrance.
Yeah, and I won't make it in
Never
time.
make
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
if you have
Healing
How
you
word?
much?
you have
How
30
much
feet.
health is Ned at?
Ned's got 4.
Ugh.
You move
Yeah, but
30 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can give me an acrobatics check, and you have two no, actually, yeah, you can give an acrobatics check to move past these squares where there's people if you want to reach him. But
Okay.
okay, yeah, that is certainly something you can do. You can go past through the square where the Oni is, but you're now an available target for him, and if you move
Yep.
away without what's the
Disengage.
disengaging, you take an opportunity attack.
you have a decent
That's okay.
AC, right?
Yeah.
You have
I'm
yeah.
I'm going to grab Urist and cast Spare the Dying.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I got you.
Okay, now the Shadow Man has two targets. First, he is going to try to finish off Ned.
Down.
Yep.
He does.
Oh.
So the next one is on Chandara.
Yeah, that hits.
Yes.
And I'm down.
Well, this was a cute party, y'all.
Ned, you're you you don't take too long to fall into a nightmare. Because once you fall down unconscious, you see the eye coming and grabbing you. Now the eye isn't a slimy thing that you can grab on your hand. Instead, it's a huge tentaculous monster that holds you and grabs you. And his eye is really pissed off as he says, "Why didn't you do the ritual?"
A moment.
Now you're pretty much fucked. You know that.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
Just that's not enough.
Just enough.
Okay. Nedgar, one success. Blythe. The Shadow Man appears on your dream. Comes to you and
We're gonna die.
how much
Said we're gonna die.
what's your charisma score again?
They decided they were going to try and brew an explosive and try and seal the Oni in his
Hold on.
cave and take him out that way.
You're not muted. Sorry.
Oops, sorry.
um, what were you saying, Ariel? Sorry.
What is your charisma score again?
18.
18?
15. 1-8.
18, sorry. Yeah, what happens? The Shadow Man on your dream is larger. His claws are even bigger. You sense that somehow he's stronger this time around. He tries to fight on the dream, and he lands some hits on you, but you're still alive. You're hurt, but you're still alive. What do you do?
She's gonna she's not gonna fall to her feet this time. She's not gonna plead. She's not gonna beg. She's just gonna look up at him. And I think again, she's just kind of radiating and humming with all of this magic inside of her at this point. It's the first time she's really let herself go with it, essentially. And instead of casting anything specific, she wants to just kind of let it pour out of every part of her body and just a raw explosion of energy. And she's looking at him dead in the eye and says, "If I'm going down, I'm going to take you with me, motherfucker." And just kind of channel raw magic at him. If that works.
Okay. As you try to do just that, your magical energy comes exploding around you, like you just became Super Saiyan. But with a wave of his hand, the Shadow Man grabs hold of your magical powers and leaves you kind of breathless and powerless for a moment. And he says with his boomy voice, "Not this time." He came prepared. Kara,
He did.
with 4 of your companions down, what do you do?
I'm gonna have to go for it. I mean, I can't get them all up.
Dara up.
Let's see. Can we? Yeah.
Before you do that,
Huh?
I think I might actually be dead.
Why? How much did you take?
I took 11 and I only have 7 hit points.
You need to
Oh,
take
double.
double your hit points.
Double. Okay. Okay. I'm not dead.
No.
We play it 1.5. So okay.
Gotcha.
So let's see. I'm going to pour the potion down your throat. That's 10 health. You're back up.
Yep.
And I will stay put right next to you. That's gonna be it.
Okay. So, Urist, you are surrounded by the spirits of your ancestors. They answer your call with shield and sword and axes and hammers on their hands, ready to face the Shadow Man that appears. Once he comes, you try to attack you. You use your wisdom for the saving throw, and how much is that?
15.
Okay.
Yep, it was 15.
I just crit, and I keep critting, and I don't wanna rest.
At least it's in the dream, and
Yeah.
I hope the other ones will pound him into a pulp.
As you lead your ancestors to face the creature, he goes slashing them all. And once you notice it's only you and him, what do you do?
Okay. I'm aiming. At this point, if I have to go, I'm going in glory. I drop my shield, take my axe in both hands, summon all the strength I have, and hit him in the crotch.
Death sentence. Okay. You do that, but
Do I have to roll to hit?
you don't need to. You do that, and it doesn't seem to have any effect on him as he goes. Not this time, as well. Chandara, you wake up on a sudden wake up, and now it's your turn.
I have one healing spell left.
Urist is the most likely to actually do some damage and resist his hits.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because you've got like an AC of like 20, right?
Yes, 20.
I'm gonna heal Urist. I'm going to use healing word for my bonus action. Try that again. Why aren't you working? Okay, it is 1d4 plus 4. 7.
Okay.
And then with my action, I'm gonna try and dab him with a dagger.
Okay. Never back down. That hits.
Worthy of a rogue. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, as you do that, Chandara. Guys, you have to remind me. Really sorry because I have like 9 regular tables and I forget some details sometimes. Last session where we end up with George the Boggle. He was still with you, right?
Yeah, George is
Yeah.
still with us.
Okay, so why aren't we using him?
That
I
is an excellent
assume.
question.
He
I
shows
mean,
up.
I just figured he ran off.
Yeah, I don't remember
Now we
if
kept him.
if he gave a if something happened. In my mind, he just stood there the whole time. But oh well.
Yep.
He
Oh,
shows
he's-
up behind you, Chandara, like above your shoulder, and he goes, This is the one I talk about. It's too powerful. What are you doing?"
Help us! If you help us kill him, then
What?
you're free of him. Please help.
He seems bloodied, but I don't know if we can do anything.
All right, George. I see you.
Okay. Before his turn, the next one is the Oni. So now I have Nedgar and Blythe are down.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have you two. Yeah, he'll go for Karavida first. Try to put her down.
Damn.
It hits. Kara, you're still up?
Still up.
Okay, so the second goes to you as well. I think a 10 doesn't hit.
Misses.
Okay. Now it's George. Okay, so where is his sheet? Ah, it's right next to yours.
And he just feeds someone a potion.
Yeah, he can.
Ooh.
Yeah, take Dara's potion. Feed it to somebody.
Okay. Dara, you point to the potion on your belt, and he grabs it, and he, oh, what do I do with this?
Give it to one of the people that are unconscious.
Oh,
Ned and Blythe.
Because I have spare the dying.
Yeah, give it to Ned.
okay. He goes in. Sorry, I'm just passing through. Take this, you little thing. And he gives he manages the potion to Nedgar. Nedgar, you wake up with 10 HP. What do you do?
I mean, if it's broke, just hit it harder. If I'm gonna crit, now's the time.
No, but you
16.
hit.
It's a hit, yeah.
Max damage
Eldritch Blast.
4.
Okay. Blythe, on your dream, he goes for another attack that I think he
It's me.
managed to hit.
Yep.
Okay, so you're pretty beat up. You don't see there is a way to face him on the dream. You try to concentrate and you try to do the things that you thought was possible, but now it seems he has more control over it than the last time. And he tries to, and but you still have some options. So for now, you still can cast spells even if you don't have slots, but you can cast any spells other than the ones you know.
Okay. She's gonna toss a witch bolt at him again.
Okay. You hit.
22. Yeah.
It doesn't
And lightning.
Yeah, it doesn't do any damage on the outside. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But you're fighting him on your dream. Maybe you can do
Keep
something.
going.
Kara, you're hurt, but it's your turn. What do you do?
Yeah.
Attack.
You can.
It's flanked.
Yep, so that plus that, so 9, 14 more damage.
Yeah, that's huge damage. Urist.
I'm up.
Oh, you had the healing word, right?
Yes. Okay. Bonus action. Second wind.
Hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Yes. On the 10 plus 1. 4.
God, our rolls tonight, y'all.
Puts me at 11 out of 12. And then ARG. Attack. Please crit. Please crit. Please crit. Or at least hit.
Oh, so
Okay.
close.
19.
Well.
Yeah.
Alright. It's 1d8 plus 2. No, sorry. Yeah. I don't add proficiency bonus to damage, so it's just strength.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
8.
Okay.
How's he looking?
Yeah, he was bloodied, and now he is more bloodied.
I think we've hit him for like 70 damage already.
Yeah. Just say. Chandara, it's your turn. You hit it.
Like,
Oh, I was gonna move out of combat with him, but oh well.
You can roll for damage. Oh my god. Okay.
7, something like that.
It's his turn. So you notice he is all pretty beat up. He's bleeding profusely. And as he raises his hand for another claw attack, he lowers it almost immediately. He says, "Fine, fine. Let me go, and I will leave this damn village alone."
How are we feeling, guys?
Fuck him! He's nearly dead. That's why he's trying to run away. Kill him.
Bite the curb, big boy.
okay. Can I say something out of turn to
Yeah,
George?
you can.
Yours is like, George, blind the bastard. He has like that tar.
Oh
Blind
yeah.
him.
Okay. Okay, but since you didn't give mercy to the Shadow Man, he still are going to attack on his turn.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so first he'll try to attack Crea, and then he'll move to Urist. So it doesn't hit. 12 to
It
hit,
doesn't
Crea?
hit.
Doesn't hit.
Okay.
Nope.
So actually the oil, it's for slippery and for sticky. But yeah,
Oh.
let's just say he can try to, but it is a puddle. Yeah, it's a creature that enter the puddle.
Or starts his turn there.
Yeah, let's just say,
Or start.
So next turn, yeah.
yeah. Let's just say that George will make a regular attack, and the creature has to make. Oh, it doesn't hit. Oh, 10. It actually does.
Nice.
More damage.
Con save, and it doesn't save. So now he's blinded by this boggle tar.
Yeah.
Disadvantage on his
advantage?
attacks.
Do I get advantage because he's blinded?
I think you all get it.
Do we get it, or does he just get disadvantage on his attacks?
A blinded
Hang on, let
creature
me-
can see if there's a check. The creature attack rolls have disadvantage. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. So everyone has.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Except because I'm dead, so not me.
Sorry, I rolled that 3 times.
Yeah.
22. I'll take it. Come on!
Oh, come on.
Have agonizing blast, please. I'll take that over the sleep spell at this point.
Soon enough, my friend. Soon enough.
Yes.
Blythe. Let me see how. Oh, actually.
Doesn't hit.
Yeah, okay. So, what happens is the following. As he is about to end you on the dream, he seems to be hit by something. He goes for his hand on his eye and he goes, "Ugh!" And suddenly you look at it and he starts disappearing.
Ooh.
You feel your magical power coming back to you, and you wake up with 1 HP.
Yes.
You look at it, and
Um.
he's blinded right in front of you. What do you do?
Mhm.
Convoy
I've got another.
unflammable.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Also, we're all in melee, so we would all probably get damage from that. But what I am gonna do is cast another fucking witch bolt at him, and because that's my second level 2 spell slot. Let's go. 13. That hits, right?
You
Yeah.
have advantage.
You have advantage, yes.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
Take the 13.
13 it is.
6 lightning damage.
Okay. So, I just wake you up because that was a possibility based on how much HP he had left. So I
Yes.
ask you, Blythe, how you wanna do this?
Oh yeah. Okay, so she comes up. She is looking probably the roughest she's ever looked, and just kind of like that, like anime heroine kind of thing, where the blood's dripping from the lip, and she just looks up at him and shoves a handful of purple lightning at it, and it hits his chest and just kind of pulses through him.
Okay. He falls back to his knees, and he, as the tar starts dripping away, you can see his eyes, his yellow eyes again. He looks at all of you around, and he says, "This isn't over."
I know it feels pretty over to me.
I was gonna look at him and said, "I said I was taking you down with me. Looks like I'm not even going down." Just pumps another lightning at him.
Ah, he will not let you live after this. And then his eyes turn white and he falls down to the side. His body still trembles at the lightning that struck him down, but now blood starts making a puddle around his body. You guys breathe in and realize you just ended a CR9 creature at level 1. CR7, sorry, I got confused.
You know, fucking
teamwork
cigarette.
makes the dream work.
We are a brute force crew.
Yeah, you guys are a force of nature.
Can we give a shout out to the MVP of this fight, George?
George shows up at the right time.
No. Let's give an MVP to freaking Dara for the heal-a-thon that happened.
God, Dara.
Let's honor the support.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without a good healer, this would have gone very differently.
I just want to say,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Damage did I put out?
I just want to say that I ran his full HP bar, but I nerfed him a little, but that doesn't take away the credits to the amazing fight and the wakey for all the people that got zeroed by his one shot. Anyways, you guys did amazing play, and you deserved the level 2.
What was that?
Level 2! Everyone, level up!
Yay!
Both Ned and I need a cigarette.
I'll take one too, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm having one right now.
Did the earth move?
I think, like, as soon as the adrenaline falls out of Blythe's body, she just, like, falls to the ground and starts
Oh,
sobbing.
Ned absolutely collapses and like just falls asleep.
Yeah. Awesome job, y'all.
That was intense.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the most intense level 1 fight I've ever seen.
Oof.
That is the intention. If you tell me that wasn't the most tense fight at level 1, I will quit this game.
Wow.
And, like,
There could have been more minions.
let's be real. We all rolled like shit consistently. me.
I mean, at least I know why I rolled so badly for attacks the first two sessions.
I
I
think
had to save them for tonight.
Yeah,
I think-
that's right.
I think Lauren might have come up with our crew name. We're Brute Force.
Yes.
Which is wild for
Ah,
how many
ah.
casters we have. Oh,
But it's spelt BREWTE.
brute.
Okay, changing the name of the chat.
Yeah, I realized I'm better as an engineer than a fighter. I keep going down with one attack, and I have an AC of 20. What the fuck?
That's the wild part. That's the wild
Yeah.
part. Is that yeah. Insane.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure my patron is gonna chew my ass up after this. But you know what's important is we won.
We did. We did.
We did it.
Yes, we did.
Okay. So are we calling it there? Or do we want to go roleplay the victory celebration back at the tavern? Have some closing roleplay.
That's with you guys. I'm all up for whatever you decide.
I think this is. I think we should end it on a high note. I think we should end it.
Let's
I
end
think
it now.
this is-
Yeah.
End it now. Then we can also do our leveling up in the off time.
Yep.
I have one question on that aspect. Ariel, are we rolling for HP or how are we doing that for level ups?
I let you guys decide each level, and if you roll a 1, you can re-roll every single time you roll a 1, but not a 2. So each time you
Okay.
decide, you take the better or you roll for the HP.
Can I roll now? It's the only thing I have to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
1d10. I get 10.
Full
Double the
HP.
HP. Yes.
Oh, Ned.
Whatever. That's 4 more hit points for me, so I'm up to 13.
7 more for me.
But what's important is
5
now
out of
I have
6.
Eldritch Invocations.
I got 5 out of 6.
Yeah, and remember your backline. Now Urist is going to be one tough dwarf.
Finally.
So
Now he can take hits.
yeah. So now I can put real combat to you guys, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
I can start
Game
putting
on.
deadly encounters, right? Oh my
I'm gonna
god, they are...
die!
No,
I'm sorry, were
they
those not deadly encounters?
are- Just kidding, just kidding.
And I get like action surge. Finally.
Can actually hide, yay!
Yeah, my Eldritch Blast is about to become like way more reliable. Alright, gang, I am gonna go. It is about to start raining by me, so I gotta get inside before it hits.
Okay.
Yes. Good, awesome.
Yeah.
Great session, Ariel. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sir. Thank you, boss. I'll see you guys next week.
you.
I look forward to the debrief.
Nice.
Yeah.
Same
me
brute time, same brute channel.
Yeah. Bye.
Exactly. Thanks, guys, for the game.
Bye bye.
Really enjoyed it.
Same,
fun.
thank you.
Yes,
Bye, all.
me
Thanks.
too. Okay.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, Twitch chat.